we are down at the chicken wagon and we're going to talk about free range eggs today. And I want to show you our setup, how we get free range eggs and just the benefits of free range poultry and eggs in general. So you can see the chicken flock here walking around me. We are out in our pasture. We're at the bottom of a hill, and we like to free range our chickens for multiple reasons. If we were ever going to eat them, these are laying hens, but as they get retired and stop laying, if we were to butcher them and eat them, their meat is going to have better quality. It's going to be less fatty and more protein, and it's going to be more nutrient dense because of the variety of the diet that they have out here in the pasture. The insects they're eating, the grass that they're eating, the different plants. It's a really good variety for their diet, and then that all plays a part into how nutritious their meat is. But let's talk about eggs. You know, most people in, I would say, the United States of America, but most people in the world are eating eggs. So let's talk about pasture eggs. These are eggs that the chickens are out on the pasture and are free range. Now, we also do feed our chickens a feed, you know, just a regular certain percentage protein. I think it's probably like an 18 or a 16% protein that they get every day. It's not organic. We're not really, you know, it is what it is. But for the most part, these chickens are out in the pasture all day long, eating and getting a good variety diet. So how does that affect their eggs? Well, the eggs are going to be a lot higher in beta-carotene, omega-3 fatty acids, vitamins D, vitamins E. There's so many studies on this. This is not just stuff that I'm making up. There is science-backed, solid research studies to show that pastured-raised eggs, free-ranged eggs, are so much more nutritious for you than store-bought eggs. Let's also talk about animal welfare in general. I mean, I personally think that our chickens have a very, very happy life. They can run around anywhere that they want. If you need to be convinced for any reason to buy pastured raised eggs beyond the nutritional value of them, if there's any other convincing that you need, I would encourage you to look up a picture of an actual egg farm and how those hens live their life on a daily basis. It's not pretty. I will let you go look that up. So our hens are very, very happy out here. We have a rooster. We usually have a couple roosters with them. The biggest problem that we have here is predators, and we just deal with it. It is what it is. So yes, we do lose chickens to the fox, but that's why we always have backups. Every winter we're either incubating a bunch of our own eggs, or we just bite the bullet and order a bunch of new pullets for the springtime. And so we actually have a bunch ready to go and to join this flock, and I'll show you those where they're at here in a little bit too. But I want to talk more about this flock and how our chicken wagon works, because we call it the chicken wagon. I'm going to show you a bigger picture of that and what the egg laying system looks like on the inside. But just wanted to start out and tell you that pasture raised eggs are way more nutritious, and the way that we care for these hens is very ethical, and they live a really, really good life. So let's move to the chicken wagon. Alright, so let's talk about how this wagon got started. So my husband found an old silage wagon on Facebook Marketplace. So that's what this is. He found a wagon that had some good running gear on it. And from there he did some improvements. So like opening up the sides here and adding some ventilation. And you can see there's wire on it to keep out the predators. So we've got the ventilation added on. We have the step to get in. He added that on. It folds up. It's on hinges, so it folds up nicely whenever it's time to move it. We got a safety rail on the front here, so we have something to hang on to. And he added a door. And this is actually our watering system. It's a tank and just gravity fed down into there. And then the other side, again, we've got the ventilation up at the top, and then this is their door. And we got the automatic run chicken door on it, which works wonderfully. See, some of them are headed in. They probably think they're getting ready to get fed, which we're going to do that in a minute. So this is the wagon. All right, let's open up the door here and see on the inside. Now, it's not pretty to look at, but here we go. So we've got areas for them to roost. And then mainly I just want to talk about their egg laying system here. This is their feed. It's also just a gravity fed big old kind of pipe that we have set up. So we just dump the feed down in here and then it falls down to the bottom. So let's talk about the eggs. Here, let me scoot back here. Alright, well, you can kind of see the whole thing here. There's one on each side. So what we do is we lift this up. Well, okay, let's talk about the chickens first. So they crawl in there to lay, and as they lay on top of that wire netting, and it's at a little bit of a slant, so then the eggs, look at that. So they roll down. And then that's how we gather them from there. And so all the poop and everything pretty much falls to the floor as they're laying. And so it really helps keep clean eggs. One of the issues we had from the beginning is that when the eggs were rolling, they were cracking. But we pretty much have all that fixed. Now chickens will be chickens, so guess what? We've got some eggs there too. Another way they get feed is through this trash barrel that we made. So you just pour the feed, open the lid in, pour the feed, which we got to do that next, so it's empty right now. And then it comes out through the bottom down here. So there's really two ways to feed them. So we can feed them inside the wagon and we can feed them out here as well. This is our replacement group of pullets that we have. I think we ordered these, oh goodness, I think maybe late November, December, and they started in our actual chicken house, and then we moved them out to this hoop pen, and there's actually a few that are starting to lay, so we are getting a few eggs from here every day. And in the next few weeks or so, we're going to work on getting them moved out with the big flock at the chicken wagon, and then we can use this for hopefully some meat chickens that we're going to get in a couple months and have them ready to butcher in the fall. Alright, so it's not the easiest to get a camera to zoom through chicken wire and fencing here, but you can see that they are nice and happy in there. They are on grass as well. And I just want to show you what it looks like. You can see how we have moved this hoop downhill starting from way up there. So this is the most recent move. So it's still got a lot of bare dirt and stuff there. Probably left them there maybe a little too long. And then you can see you've got a lot of grass coming up in the move before that. And then you get to the one before that and you wouldn't even know that chickens were there, getting it all the way down to bare dirt. So all of that manure, all of their chicken poop that they are getting rid of on a daily basis is fertilizing the ground. And they are in tight enough quarters to where they're getting a lot of fertilizer down per, say square inch or whatever on the ground, and it does a really good job. And it turns back into nice, beautiful green grass. So we go from this to this pretty quickly. So talking about the soil health benefits of pastured chickens and just rotational grazing in general with cattle and other things, that could be a whole nother YouTube video one of these days.